If you've ever wondered how Iman Gadzhi turns product launches into $21 million revenue generating machines, you're in the right place. I'm about to break down the exact strategies behind his launch success, all the way from his viral marketing campaigns to the psychological sales tactics that basically has people begging to pay him. I'll be revealing his step-by-step blueprint, which allows him to take simple product launches and turn them into predictable revenue and take all of the guesswork out of your launches. Alrighty, so let's hop right into it. So there's 4 key steps that are critical to any launch. And it's the pre-launch, the pre-launch, the launch, and the post-launch. And they sound really simple, and that's because they are, but it's really important to nail each step of this process and understand the key differences because they are very different, even though the naming conventions are pretty straightforward. So before we go any further, just so that you know that I know what I'm talking about, I implement these exact systems for my clients to help them massively boost the amount of cash that they're able to collect. So I work with Cole. He's an SMMA coach or a marketing agency coach and helps people scale up their offers. And he has about 11,000 followers on Instagram, and I helped him generate 18.5K in a single week, and we ended up doing 70K that month. I also work with Connor Sinnen. He's a fitness influencer with about 1.5 million followers across all platforms, and we did numbers like this. So before we dive deep into Iman's launches, it's important to differentiate the difference between a launch and just having your products readily available to sell, right? A launch is something that is planned. You only do a certain amount of launches every single year. And, at the end, there's a clear time where people are able to buy the specific product, and then there's a clear end date. And so that really is your launch. So before we dive deep into that, I want to show you guys quickly what Iman's general funnel looks like and the products that are always available to buy. And the 2 main things is the digital launchpad, which is a course and community, and his software. And so, as you know, Iman has a ton of followers and he drives all that traffic to his Instagram. And so what his top of funnel content looks like is, vlog content, lifestyle content. He gives general advice on dating and how to be a gentleman, how to dress, watches, all that fun stuff. And he does that through his YouTube channel, which is, mainly for vlogs. He does that through his several different Instagram accounts and his TikTok. And if you look closely, they're all pointing to his IG with no other links. Just find me on IG, official account of Iman, Iman's account. On his videos, underneath in the description, just straight pointing to his IG. That's where he wants people. So that's his top of funnel. His bottom of funnel is content is focused on obviously education and providing a ton of actual tangible value. And so even on his YouTube channel, there's no links on his main page. Underneath the videos, there's links to watch other videos and then just driving people to his Instagram. And the main reason for this is because once people are on Instagram, he runs Facebook and Instagram ads that act as his CTAs. So with all of his content, he doesn't ever make a CTA to go buy digital launchpad. He just provides value. And then if you end up on Instagram, you're gonna start seeing his ads, which act as a CTA. So if you've ever watched Gary Vee, you know that he is a strong believer in jab, 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 right hook. So the jabs are the value and actually, getting that goodwill with his audience. And the right hooks are the CTAs and actually pointing people to purchase and buy something from him. And so once people are on Instagram, they're gonna start seeing his ads, right? As well as obviously he's nurturing people in his stories. He's got good content on his Instagram, of course. So the organic content acts to nurture people and the paid ads are his CTAs, which a lot of people don't realize this. What is he selling? He's launching Digital Launchpad. It's an info product that he sells for $37 a month or $270 per year, which seems really low, but there's a reason for this. And that is because his goal is to just expose as many people and as many beginners to, the business models that he teaches inside of his course. So he's got 30,000 users, which generates him about $1.1 million in monthly recurring revenue. So multiply that by 12 to kind of get an idea of how much he's making with this course per year. And so here's the key, is another reason why it's so cheap is because his main goal is to get people into his software. It's called Flowzy, and it's basically an all-in-one solution for agency owners where they can pretty much run their entire agency through this software. And so the course material itself is actually just pointing users to the software the entire time. So whenever he talks about, okay, you need to book people on the calendar or, set appointments or send people a contract or an invoice, he just tells people to go use Flowzy and that's the best solution for them. And so that the course in the community is really just part of his funnel to get people onto his software. And so that is a really quick and brief overview of, what he's doing on the day-to-day in his main business. But as you know, as I mentioned, he also runs 3 to 4 launches every single year. And so throughout the launch, there's 2 key things that we need to take note of. And it's him mastering the 7-11-4 rule, which is, I'm sure you guys have heard of it. A prospect needs to spend 7 hours engaging with your brand's content, have 11 interactions or touch points, and engage across 4 different platforms or locations before they're ready to buy from you. And then the triggers that he's hitting on. These are the sales tactics, the psychological sales tactics. Things like authority, where it's really clear that he's an authority in the space, and he makes that really clear in all of his launch material. He has a ton of reciprocity. He's giving a lot away, and so that makes people want to reciprocate and give back or take action on the things that he's asking for from his audience. He builds an insane amount of trust. There's a lot of anticipation where he's not super clear always what's coming next, and so he's really goes, hey, make sure you show up for the next piece of the launch to see what's coming next, and people are always kind of on the edge of their seat. A lot of likability. The whole launch itself is an event and a ritual, which people love events and rituals, right? The same reason that people love going to watch, Sunday football every single week is because it's an event and it brings community, so which is the next piece. And people love being part of a community. He builds a ton of scarcity as well. He builds it into his launch and social proof as well. He has the social proof to show for. And so in any of your launches, it's extremely important that you use these 9 mental and psychological triggers, which Iman just, with his launches, he does this beautifully, honestly. So the first step is the pre-launch. So what is the pre-launch for? It's really just to warm your audience and let them know that something is coming. It piques their interest and puts people on radar and even just lets them know like, hey, I'm about to launch something, be ready for it. So he did this 3 different ways. He had 3 videos. 2 of them were just movie trailer style videos. They're quick, they're super cinematic, about 3 minutes long. And the one thing, if you didn't know, it's his most recent launch, and it was all about personal branding, building a personal brand, and how to monetize your personal brand. And so, obviously he has a massive personal brand, which works into obviously the authority that he has in the space. And he was just teasing it, telling people, look, because before he was always pushing his SMMA course, and now he's saying, hey, look, I haven't been as honest with you as I could have. I made all my money from my personal brand. And so he's also just building that trust as well through his messaging, where building that anticipation, and he's just hitting all those triggers. And then that last piece of content was but 2.5 hours long, crazy. And it's just really just the whole sequence of him building that personal brand and really building even more trust that, hey, look, I know what I'm talking about, and this is really why you should listen to me once again. And I'm gonna be driving these points home because it's super important. So long form nurture, movie style, and builds a ton of hype. At the bottom of the description of each of these videos, he's pointing people to one place and one place only now. It's switched, he's in launch mode. He's pointing people to his landing page, which is the one thing. And notice throughout all of this, notice how complex everything is and how many moving parts there are, where, you know, if he definitely has a massive team of people helping him with each step of this, and because it's just so complex. And it looks simple from afar, but there's so many moving pieces. So now let's hop into the pre-launch. This is, you know, where he keeps building hype. He's changed the banner of his YouTube. He's linking people directly to this one thing, which is the one thing in his which is his landing page. He's fully launched ads at this point. You know, just marketing people and getting them to know, like, at first it's a whisper, the pre-launch, and then the pre-launch, you're starting to really like tell people. You're like, hey, you know, this is coming, mark your calendars. He's got his 2 promises where he's, you know, his messaging is just extremely dialed, really clear on what his goals are and what's coming to get people excited. And then, of course, as always, he's got IG stories to nurture people. He does a lot of Q&A styles. He's very selective with the Q&A, the questions that he answers. And he's just nurturing people, getting people excited, and ultimately driving traffic to the landing page, right? He did it right at the start of the new year. And, you know, right when everyone's trying to make their New Year's resolutions, he's there to get people to take action. So really with this, all he wants you to do is submit your information. Because once he has your information, where it's just framing as reserve your spot, but he just wants you to put your information in. And once you do this, you're cooked, because you are going to get marketed from every which way. And so I put my information in because I was really curious what he was doing, because everyone knows he always sells course and pushes people to software. And so he was re-messaging it and reframing it in a way that I was really curious myself. So once you put your information in, you're going to start getting hit with retargeting ads. You're going to get put in a WhatsApp group, and you're going to get hit with a bunch of email sequences. On top of that, all of his, you know, content on YouTube, Instagram, and everything like that. And those are the 4, 7, 11, and 4 rules. That 4 is, you know, across 4 different platforms. And so all you can see is Iman at this point during this 2-week period. It's a masterclass, as I said. And I keep saying it because it really is. So even in the WhatsApp group, it's really important to get people off of these platforms where they're just doom scrolling and brain rotting. And so by doing this, you can have their attention and their full attention, because when you're swiping and scrolling and all this stuff, it's much different than when you're reading a text on an email or a WhatsApp, where he really has your undivided attention at that point. So to even get more goodwill and reciprocity, he's giving away lead magnets. So his first lead magnet that he reuses multiple times throughout the course of the launch is a 128-page personal branding dissertation. And he just keep warming you up, keep telling you why you should be building a personal brand. He's using his authority and, you know, as well as, you know, social proof as well, throughout the entire lead magnet as well, right? And it's really well written, really long lead magnet that's packed with a ton of value. So he gets into the launch, and the launch is, you know, once again, he's hitting you from all angles, and the hype has been built up by now. And the main part of the launch is 4 main videos, where I'm not going to go too deep into the videos. You know, as always, he's driving traffic to these videos with the retargeting ads, completely brand new ad sets now. Hey, look, Episode 1 is live now. He's not, now, during the launch, he is not whispering anymore. He's not telling you anymore. He is shouting from the mountaintops. Where you could see in the WhatsApp group, like he is sending 10 to 15 messages per day in the WhatsApp group. And you're probably saying, like, what could he possibly be telling people in this WhatsApp group that's so, like, 10 messages worth? And only admins can send messages. It's not like some big group chat or something like that. But for example, like, look at January 6th. He has this text message. And then look on January 7th. It is the exact same text message. He's just literally just copy pasting the messages at this point, making sure that you look at it. You click on the link to this YouTube video and watch his video. Like, that is he's making sure that you do it. In the email sequences, he really starts to ramp up the amount of emails that he's sending. With emails, it is a little bit tricky because you can only send so many until you start landing in spam. And so the way he does it, he does 2, then he sends 1, then he sends 2 in the same day, 1, 2. So that seems to probably be the magic number. And especially when you're launching, super important to hit people with those emails. And so in those 4 videos, he launches 1 every 2 days. So 4 videos within 8 days. And like I said, in total, it's about a 2-week launch. But with the pre-launch, he lets people know a month in advance. So it's really drawn out and really well planned out. So within these 4 videos, each of these videos, I could make a whole hour-long video breaking down all the intricacies of how he's going about, providing this value. But the main key is just give your audience as much value as possible to build as much trust and reciprocity as possible. And of course, all these 9 triggers, honestly, the authority, reciprocity, trust, likability, social proof, and things of that nature should all be included in these 4 videos in your launch sequence. And honestly, when you're launching yourself, you can do I would recommend just starting off with 2 videos and going from there. He has 4 because he's mastered the art. The first one, he goes into, why a personal brand is so important. And then the next 2 is, hey, your goal with this personal brand should be to monetize it at the end of the day, and that you don't need a massive personal brand to make a lot of money. You just need to attract the right audience. And then the last one is really how to monetize. The key takeaway here is just provide a ton of value. The more helpful and valuable that these videos are in your launch, the better. And the more trust that you're gonna build, right, at the end of the day. So a key thing is running as an event. So there's a specific time and date for each of these video releases. He doesn't just say, hey, go watch this on your own time. He wants everyone to show up at the same time to watch this. And it's a pre-recorded live stream. So obviously the video is pre-recorded, insane editing quality, video quality, all that fun stuff. But he creates that community aspect of during his launch. And everyone's in the chat, getting all hyped up. And he has tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people watching this video all at the same time. And that just builds community, it builds social proof, and it also, builds, that event or ritual during that week-long period that these videos are coming out. And so he's also, at the end of each video, he's providing lead magnets. So he's even providing more value. So kind of like action items that you can go do after the video is done. So you're not just watching the video and then you just kind of forget about them. You're watching the video, collecting these lead magnet resources. So you're always just kind of like taking small baby steps to building that personal brand, which is, his goal, of course, to really sell you at the end. And so, these lead magnets incentivize you to watch the videos as well so that you're getting nurtured, because the lead magnets wouldn't really make sense without the actual, video itself. And so the first lead magnet. He's reusing the same lead magnet that he initially sent out, which is that big dissertation. But the next 3 lead magnets that he releases after the last 3 videos is crazy. And so, as you know, as I said, his whole goal is to get people on his software. And so the way that he does this, he has a whole VSL, a video sales letter, showing, hey, I am going to give you this free resource, but I need to give it to you. I need to deliver it to you inside of my software. But I'm going to give you a free 21-day trial to my software. And you can get access to all these free resources within my software, which is honestly just completely brilliant, right? He just got you to sign up for his software, and you didn't even realize it, right? You just did it because you wanted the free resource, and now you're in his software, clicking around, seeing it for yourself, seeing obviously the extremely high quality user interface and things of that nature within the software, and it's just brilliant. It's just super smart, and that's kind of how he launches. And so he has you watching his video. He has you in his software using it on a free trial, and he's obviously marketing you and hitting you up in every which direction in the group, in the WhatsApp, tons of messages every single day, the email sequences, the ads, and you just everywhere you look, just Iman in his launch, which is, you know, once again, he's shouting from the mountaintops during launch, which is what you need to be doing. Some people are really, you know, they don't want to promote their stuff, and this just shows that you need to be marketing yourself, because if you're not, your competitors are going to take the market share, right? So post launch, at the end of the last video, he obviously says, hey, there's these tools that can help you build your personal brand and monetize your personal brand. And that is monetize. So that's what he's calling it. There's links to go land on his website, of course, which is the monetize website, to, you know, keep building your personal brand. And with his tools that he offers, that we're going to get into, you can buy it and go from there, right? Which is what he's selling, of course, and which is the whole point of this whole launch. So the post-launch is super important. He's obviously got ads. So these ads are really interesting because he's got tons of different, you know, so many different creatives that he's using. Looks like, I don't know why this isn't working, but if you look at the ad that he runs, he goes, hey, it seems that you've tried to enroll in Monetize. And he knows that you tried to enroll, and he knows that you saw the landing page, because on the landing page, he has a pixel, a Facebook pixel that tracks your data, which is, you know, when you accept cookies on websites, this is what you're accepting to. And so he knows you visited the website. And so now he's retargeting you and saying, hey, I know that you're on the website. Like, why haven't you hopped in and, you know, made that leap of faith to really change your life with a personal brand? So he's doing that with his ads in the WhatsApp group. It's going absolutely crazy. And this is where he really starts to use scarcity to his advantage. So if you kind of take a look into this, here's his product, Synthesis AI. So he's kind of still has his base FlowZ software. He's pairing it with an AI tool to help you create your first digital product from scratch. He also has his personal brand blueprint, which is just a course on how to, you know, build an amazing personal brand. And he's getting people to sign up. So he's making those CTAs. He's making these little videos, which are super raw, unedited videos. Which is very likable, builds trust, and he's just kind of just recording them on his phone and sending them in the group chat, just, you know, getting people to take action. From there, he uses scarcity, where he says only 2,000 spots are available for this mentorship recording, right? Whatever this mentorship is. And then he releases that, and then he goes, okay, only 500 spots left. All right, over 1,500 people have already joined. So now he's using that social proof aspect. Then he's, you know, screenshotting with one of his team members, hey, how many spots are left in the mentorship calls? They respond, 259. All right, looks like 87% of spots are gone. Only 259 are left now. Then he keeps on going, only 57 spots left. He's sending voice notes. And so he just keeps peppering you. And everyone always launches, and then they just go radio silent. And you can see here during the post-launch, it already launched. This is where Iman triples down and goes even harder in the paint, marketing you, right? Look at all these ad creatives that he's using, retargeting you. The WhatsApp is going crazy. His email sequences as well, right? If you look at the headlines, they're building a lot of interest and intrigue just to even click on them and open them up. Free extra, I want you to have this. What, you don't want these mentorship call recordings? You don't need to be famous, do this instead. Obviously just pushing you to buy his product. And he's relentless. And this is why he's so successful. And this is what the landing page looks like. Unlock the world's most valuable asset, your personal brand, which is true, of course. He's got his AI software, his Flowzy software that he just repackaged and repositioned in the marketplace. And then this course, of course, that he's just throwing in there for free. $9.99. And then if there's any objections, so most people, I would say the majority of people just go ahead and buy because they've been sold, they've been waiting to buy now for almost a month. And in case you do have any objections, he gives the opportunity for people to still book a call and talk to a member of his team to ask questions if they're still kind of on the fence. And so this is extremely smart as well, where he really is making sure that all the bases are covered. So, and with this scarcity that he's providing, it is real scarcity. If you go to the AI website that he developed, you can join the wait list, which you're going to keep getting marketed if you join this. You can see the price, but it says currently in a closed beta, which is the people that just bought that monetize program are the only ones that will have access to that in that closed beta. And this is also extremely smart because by doing these launches, it allows, by focusing on 3 to 4 launches per year, it allows him to at one point of the year, focus on the launch. And then once it's been launched, he can start planning for the next launch, but as well, he can keep focusing on those clients that are in and signed up for the program. He can keep gathering all the feedback from his clients that just bought and further develop the product. And so it's really important to understand that to actually launch, your product doesn't need to be perfect. You need to have an MVP or a minimum viable product to launch. And once you do this, you can do market research on the group of people that already paid you. And so now your product is actually being developed as you go. And you also brought in a lot of money through the launch. And so you can use that money to further develop your product, outsource things. In his case, obviously he's getting software developers and things of that nature, building out his team to better serve his clients, all of that fun stuff. And so in that market research phase, which most people just do market research first and don't even know what their clients are struggling with. And then 6 months goes by, they haven't made a penny. Now they're gonna launch a product that they don't even know if it's gonna work. And they don't even know if the market actually wants it. And instead, Iman does it the exact opposite. And so he's doing the market research once people are actually in the program. And so he's figuring out exactly what their problems are with developing, a personal brand and monetizing it. He's mapping out more precisely the client's journey, what they really truly desire from this, what is the gap, and how can his product bridge it, the unique selling proposition of his product, the features and the benefits, the product deliverables, customer verticals, potential questions and objections. And so obviously he has a lot of this stuff figured out to a certain degree. but he's really further developing it so that on his next launch, which you guys will see in a couple months, we'll all see it, his messaging will be even clearer and, you know, things of that nature. And so, as I said, he'll be further developing the product and prepping for that next launch, which we'll all see it go down, of course. So if you found this valuable, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button. If you are a content creator or you have a personal brand, as I said, I actually partner with them and implement all these systems so that they can focus on creating content and continue to build that personal brand while also focus on getting their clients amazing results. And I handle all of these back-end systems, whether it's ads, the organic content, you know, actually closing, selling people, and everything in between. And so if you're interested in getting these systems implemented, you can click the link below or DM me directly on Instagram. So I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope to see you on the next one. Cheers.